The closing arguments in the Donald Trump hush money case are currently underway. The defense is giving their closing arguments and the prosecution won't stop objecting, but it's expected to go all day. The prosecution has not yet begun its closing arguments. Those are expected to be 4 to 4.5 hours long, so this one's going to be a long one. But something funny happened. The Biden campaign announced that they would be doing a press conference outside of Trump's trial. Why? They have nothing to do with this local criminal matter. Or do they? Look, it's fairly obvious to anybody who pays attention. This is a Democrat orchestrated attack on a political rival using the criminal justice system. We got this story from Politico. Democrats are in a full-blown freak out over Joe Biden. So we know what's going on. This case is insane. Michael Cohen admitted to stealing money from the Trump organization, and they're claiming Trump did wrong. There's no evidence. But the question is, will a Trump derangement syndrome jury just convict Donald Trump? Or more importantly, are the Democrats hoping that the fear of terrorism from far-left extremists is enough to keep these people in line? The jurors have to be thinking, if they acquit Donald Trump, who's going to show up to their houses? Everybody knows what happens with Antifa on the far left. They know that Antifa has killed people. So here we are. Now, others have argued that there's going to be at least one good juror. You'll get a hung jury. Look, this judge is crooked as they come, okay? Crooked as they come. So here's what I expect to happen. The jury comes out and says, yeah, we can't come to an agreement. The judge will say, go back. They'll come back and they'll say, we still can't. Judge will say, go back until you do. And then eventually, that last holdout, they're going to say, no one wants to die. No one wants a firebomb at their house. We all have to live in this city. Just say guilty. There you go. Well, in the meantime, basically proving the Biden campaign is involved in the criminal proceeding, they had a press conference and Robert DeNiro showed up and all hell broke loose. People are screaming at him. He's screaming at them. He's insulting people. What's absolutely insane right now is that, Robert De Niro's giving this presser and some guy yells, they lied under oath about the cops. And he goes, they lied under oath. Wait, who lied under oath? Like, uh-oh, you don't know what you're talking about, do you, old man? All right, let's break this down. What is going on with the trial? Why is Robert De Niro in New York? Why is he yelling at people? Mediaite says, watch. Robert De Niro battles with hecklers at wild Biden campaign presser attacking Donald Trump outside the court. Biden's campaign showed up to former President Trump's hush money trial on Tuesday, and they brought some famous friends, but it probably didn't have the impact they hoped. Speaking first, the news conference, which interestingly was carried live by Fox News and not CNN and MSNBC because they're not news, was Biden-Harris campaign communications director Michael Tyler, who provided some trash talk to draw contrast between Biden and Trump before introducing the headliner, Robert De Niro. De Niro, who has leaned more into his criticisms of Trump and support for Biden, including cutting an ad for the campaign, took to the podium and read a meandering speech while he was heckled by Trump supporters who chanted FJB. They didn't say FJB, they actually said it, but you get the point. De Niro also tussled with a heckler who came over to call former Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone and former Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn traitors as a car alarm honked repeatedly in the background. You'll love it. Abject chaos. All right. Let's start from the beginning. Donald Trump Jr. tweets out, in case you needed more evidence that all of these BS cases were quarterbacked by Team Biden to interfere in the 2024 election, the Biden campaign is now showing up in NYC to explicitly cheerlead the political prosecution of my father. I completely agree. I don't understand what they thought the message would be in coming to a local criminal affair and talking about the election, unless this was the plan the whole time. Maybe they're trying to influence the jury or the election. Greg Price tweets out, everything about what the Biden campaign did this morning was absolutely hilarious. They decided it would be a great idea to show that Biden isn't involved in prosecuting his political opponent by having a press conference outside the courtroom where they also got the date wrong on their media advisory. That's true, they did. Wow. Their special guests were lunatic actor Robert De Niro wearing a mask on an 80-degree spring day 4 years after COVID. One unhinged Capitol police officer who lied about everything that happened to him on J6. And another one, best known for hitting hitting on 20-year-old girls at DC bars. They spent the whole thing getting drowned out by Trump supporters yelling FJB, and they had to answer questions such as, is Trump a threat to all these wars Biden has gotten us in? Overall, 10-10 morning. All right, so I got a video clip for you. I think I got a couple. So we'll start here. And, oh boy, this one's funny. Actually, do we have the, I think, do we have I thought I had the one pulled up where they're like, they lied under oath. I guess I don't have that. Is that right here? Let's see if we have it. That one's the funniest because he's like, they lied under oath. Wait, who? Like, it's almost like he's agreeing with the guy.
I mean, this is really, even these people over here are it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy, and this thing, Donald Trump has created this. He should be telling them not to do this, but he's
not to do what? To protest? That's what people do in protests. Where I guess the tweet where let's play this.
So now I'm going to pause and turn it over to Robert De Niro.
Thank you. I mean, this is really, even these people over here are it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy, and this thing, Donald Trump has created this. He should be telling them not to do this.
Okay, here we go. That was the same one. I got it right here. This is it from Julio Rosas.
We don't have a choice. On January 6th, while Republican lawmakers despicably tried to keep the loser Trump.
Yeah, I'm not going to play that car horn. Let's jump forward. You got to hear the car horn, ladies and gentlemen, but it's funny. Oh, it's giving me the business. You got to love X. You got to love X here. We'll jump ahead.
Guys are the true heroes. They stood and put their lives on the line for these lowlives, for Trump.
They lied under oath.
They lied under oath. Right. Who lied under oath? What are you telling me?
Those two traitors behind you.
Excuse me?
Those two traitors behind you.
They lied under oath?
That's right.
What are you saying?
They're traitors.
They're traitors. You I don't even know how to deal with you, my friend.
Oh, this poor old man doesn't even know anything about what is going on in this world, and it is painful for the rest of us. Yeah, it's wild days. But I tell you, these crackpots like Robert De Niro, he's a great actor pretending to be a mobster. But when it comes to politics, this dude doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's just some old dude not paying attention and then getting angry and yelling at clouds. Meanwhile, the rest of us who have to live in this world created by failed policies, media manipulation, and lies have to contend with the fact that people like him are dictating politically. Oh, heaven help us. Heaven. You know what I think? I look at the Libertarian Party stuff and I'm just like, is the Libertarian Party infiltrated by like the deep state to make sure that the Ron Paul libertarians can't actually win? Maybe. That's the only way I see it making any sense. All these clips of Robert De Niro. Here you go. This is the wrap up of the press conference. Enjoy this one.
Democrats, you are gangsters. You are gangsters. You're washed up. Fuck you. You fucking hero. You're a little punk. You're a softy. You're a nobody. Your movie sucks. You're trash. You're trash. You're done. You're done up here. You're done.
I guess it didn't work out for them the way they were hoping it would. Alex Brusewitz says, takeaway from the Biden-ish show press conference, the Biden campaign sending surrogates was an admission to the public that Biden's behind the trial, or he's involved. The best celebrity surrogate they could get was Robert De Niro because relevant celebrities like The Rock have turned on Biden. CNN and other mainstream news channels wouldn't even take it live. Oh, man. Wow. Heaven help us. It's wild what's going on. Robert De Niro warns Trump could destroy the world if elected in Biden campaign press briefing outside hush money trial live. You know, the one thing I will give them is there is an issue with, in my opinion, Donald Trump and and Joe Biden. They're both old. Their teams are both a little out of touch. But the Republicans and Donald Trump are substantially more in touch. So I guess it's fair to put it like Donald Trump's team misses a little bit. That's fine. But they're the thought leaders. They're the influencers. The Biden administration has no idea what's going on in their campaign, is totally clueless. To be fair, the Libertarian Party is even more clueless than the Democrats are. I'll take it. But Donald Trump could use with some younger advisors. I think he's accomplished that pretty much with Vivek Ramaswamy, who does a tremendous job. Tremendous. Some say the best for helping. That was a joke, by the way. Vivek does a really good job of getting these issues that people care about to Donald Trump. So good news all around. Now, why is this happening? Why are they having this criminal trial? And why is Joe Biden having a press conference? Well, because it's full-blown panic mode. This is from Politico, I believe this morning at 5 a.m. Democrats in full-blown freak out over Biden. One advisor to major Democratic donors keeps running a list of reasons Biden could lose. Running a list? What do you mean? How is the dude going to win right now? I don't even see it. A pervasive sense of fear has settled in at the highest levels of the Democratic Party over President Joe Biden's re-election prospects, even among office holders and strategists who had previously expressed confidence about the coming battle with Donald Trump. All year, Democrats had been on a joyless and exhausting grind through the 2024 election. But now, nearly 5 months from the election, anxiety has morphed into palpable trepidation, according to more than a dozen party leaders and operatives. The gap between what Democrats will say on TV or in print and what they will text their friends has only grown as worries have surged about Biden's prospects. You don't want to be that guy who is on the record saying we're doomed or the campaign's bad or Biden's making mistakes. Nobody wants to be that guy, said a Democratic operative in close touch with the White House and granted anonymity to speak freely. But Biden's stubbornly poor polling and the stakes of the election are creating the freakout, he said. This isn't, oh my God, Mitt Romney might have become president. It's, oh my God, the democracy might end. Oh, I just absolutely despise these people. They live in the crackpot cult world. They're cultists in a cult bubble. There's no democracy, something they made up. A constitutional republic with democratically elected representatives, but a amorphous one, I will say that, because culture changes. Despite everything, Trump is running ahead of Biden in most battleground states. He raised far more money in April, and the landscape may only become worse for Democrats, with Trump's hush money trial concluding, and another, the one involving the president's son, set to begin in Delaware. The concern has metastasized in recent days as Trump jaunted to some of the country's most liberal territories, including New Jersey and New York, to woo Hispanic and black voters, as he boasted improbably that he would win in those areas. Dude, Trump is within 9 points of Biden in New York State, a D plus 23. Okay, Democrats grossly outnumber Republicans. Oh, excuse me. Hit that mic. And Trump is within 9 points of that. While he's long lagged Biden cash on hand, Trump's fundraising outpaced the president's by $25 million last month and included a record-setting $50.5 million haul from an event in Palm Beach, Florida. One advisor to major Democratic Party donors provided a running list that has been shared with funders of nearly 24 reasons why Biden could lose, ranging from immigration and high inflation to the president's age, the unpopularity of Vice President Kamala Harris, and the presence of third-party candidates like Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and now far-left crackpot Chase Oliver. He'll get the Antifa vote, I guess. Donors ask me on an hourly basis about what I think, the advisor said, calling it so much easier to show them, so while they read it, I can pour a drink. The advisor added, the list of why we could win is so small, I don't even need to keep the list on my phone. On the day after the news broke that Biden had trailed Trump in fundraising last month, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey raised the pressure on donors as she introduced the president to a crowd of 300. The cluster of fundraising events Biden attended in Boston that day were expected to bring in more than $6 million for his political operation, but Healey said that wasn't good enough. To those of you who opened up your wallets, thank you, said Healey, a Democrat in her first term. We'd like you to open them up a little bit more and to find more patriots who believe in this country, who recognize and understand the challenge presented at this time. Laughter rippled through the room, but Healey's voice turned serious with unusual urgency for Healey. The governor implored the room of high-dollar donors and local Democratic leaders to think long and hard about the stakes of the election. I'm sorry. I do not believe there is any amount of money that is going to help you. They want to raise all this money, but they can dump it into every commercial, every print ad, billboards, YouTube, whatever. I'm sorry, the memes are making fun of Joe Biden. That's just it. You know, they want to hire a meme manager because they know that's where it's at, but you do not have the culture. You've got crackpot Robert De Niro out on the streets, ranting like a lunatic, ignorant, old, naive man who has no idea what's happening in the world, just going, Donald Trump. It's like, oh, Robert, what's happened to you? Jeez. Maybe I'll find myself in that position one day when my brain begins to rot and I am just a bewildered old man screaming in the street about things I don't understand. It'll happen to the best of us, including Robert De Niro. They said there have been a few moments in Biden's term as president that haven't been second-guessed. Wow. And his aides have made sport of sneering at grim predictions, compiling dossiers of deadlines and clips in which the president was underestimated. Biden campaign aides and allies point to some positive polls, including in the battlegrounds, and Trump's comparative lack of campaigning and infrastructure in the key states, including staff, organizing programs, and advertising. Fair point. A Biden campaign advisor, granted anonymity to speak freely, stressed that the president's team never made any indication that Trump's hush money trial would help or hurt him. Instead, the advisor contended that Trump will be forced to defend cutting back abortion rights, attacking democracy, and advancing corporate interests as president. Trump's photo, there is no other party more pro-corporate than the Libertarian Party. It's nuts. Trump's photo ops and PR stunts may get under the skin of some very serious DC people as compelling campaigning, but they will do nothing to win over the voters that will decide the election. I think right now, I was watching Fox this morning, and they had a poll of things that annoy you. And the number one thing was the price of groceries. Wow. Annoyed. I recently bought peanut butter. Little thing of Jif. Not even that big. One of those little ones. $5. $5. I was like, wow. $5? I'm like 3 something would have been a little heavy. 5. It was like $4.90 something, whatever. $5. I don't know that Trump needs to campaign at all. You know what Trump should do? Trump should walk out. Here's Trump's campaign commercial. Donald Trump was president. Here is a receipt from a Save-On. Here is a receipt from Albertsons, from Jewel Osco, from, Ralph's. Just insert all of the local supermarket chains and put the receipts on the TV of bread, milk, and eggs. And then it's like, here's the receipt for your groceries right now. Here's the cost of a cheeseburger. Right. Vote Trump. Actually, I almost want to make that ad. Just be like, I'm voting for Donald Trump because I looked at a receipt when I went to the grocery store last week. And it is funny because people are like, Tim doesn't go to the grocery store. No, we use, we use, I don't know what that thing is. Where you go online and you order, not DoorDash. Is it DoorDash? DoorDash does food delivery, but there's one that does grocery delivery. But no, we sometimes go to Mom's. We like Mom's because they have the organic stuff and we like to get the real farm fresh stuff. And Mom's we know is expensive. But then we have to go to Weis. That's the grocery store we have over here. Or Food Lion. Dude, I'm telling you, we look at these prices because I'm the one who's buying the snacks for the office. The prices are through the roof. There's nothing Biden's going to be able to do. Is he going to dump a bunch of money in ads being like, don't go to the grocery store and look at how bad the economy is right now. Everything is fine. Right. I was hanging out playing poker as I often do. And I mentioned to some dude that Biden's not even on the ballot in Ohio. And he's like, this is weird. And I was like, right, it's very weird. Ohio Capitol Journal says Ohio agrees to Biden ballot fix compromise if anti-democratic Senate provisions are removed. Okay, that's as of this morning. Maybe they will cut a deal to put Biden on the Ohio ballot. I think it's cheating. I think they're cheating. The Biden administration, the Democratic Party, knew they had to have their nominee confirmed 90 days before the election to be on the ballot in Ohio. They didn't do it. Now, they're asking for special provisions. They want the state to accommodate them. That is BS. That is insane. The Libertarian Party, RFK Jr., so many others struggle with ballot access. You know what I think? I got an idea. I say we get rid of ballots. Get rid of them. Gone. Go back to the way it used to be. You go in, you get a piece of paper, and you write down the name of the person you want for president. You know, we have this argument about how to improve the civic participation. And I got to tell you, I think the answer is write-in only. No more you walk in and there's a name that you can choose from. No, that's BS. That's BS. If you don't know who you're voting for, you don't vote. Okay? You get a ballot, it's blank. It lists the positions that are available and you write in someone's name. That's it. It's never going to happen because of corruption, because nobody really wants to actually have to do any work to campaign. But imagine what it would be like. Secretary of State, comptroller, whatever, all blank. You'd be like, who do I vote for? Who have you heard of? Maybe you saw a campaign sign somewhere. There you go. But I tell you what, Donald Trump would win in 2 seconds because the mail-in voting wouldn't work. Ballot harvesting wouldn't work. They'd ballot harvest. They'd say, just write down Joe Biden or whatever. But walk-in votes, people would be like, I'm voting Democrat. Who's the Democrat? Don't know. Everybody knows Donald Trump. Maybe that's the solution, right? Because we've talked about you got to sign up for a selective service. You've got to have some kind of civic duty, whatever. Maybe it's as simple as, everybody gets to vote, but it's blank. You got to write the name in yourself. Yeah, Trump would win in a landslide if that was the case. We'll see how this case ends up. Silly Biden. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all then.